here today with Managing Director of Lithium Australia, Adrian Griffin. Adrian, thanks for your time.
Pleasure, David.
Now, Lithium Australia is more than just a standard resources company.
Well, it certainly is. In fact, resources, to some extent, is a bit of a side issue. We're about sustainability in the lithium industry, well, the battery metal industry across the board. We have proprietary technologies for the extraction of lithium, the production of lithium chemicals. We go right through to cathode powders that we produce in our pilot plant in Brisbane, and we're producing batteries in China.
And you've recently taken a significant stake and an operating level role with a private company.
Yeah, that private company is Envirostream Australia. It's a battery recycler. It's the only mixed battery recycler in Australia. I'll give you an example. A couple of years ago, in fact it was about 12 months ago, I was in London and I gave a presentation on what we were doing on battery recycling and said we've done all this and we'd sorted out the technology. And then a little Japanese guy ran up to me afterwards and he said, you know, we've done all the same things and we've got the same results. And that's not surprising. He said, what we haven't figured out is how you collect the batteries. Well, what Envirostream had done was figured out how you collect the batteries. We see that as being a great part of the value in that business, but they take it further than that. They collect the batteries, they sort the batteries, shred the batteries, then separate all the products. And at the moment that gives us streams into the recycling industry, plastic, steel, copper, aluminium, and then we're left with a residual mixed metal dust, which are the active components of the battery. That contains the nickel, the cobalt, the lithium, manganese and a few other bits and pieces. And at the moment we're exporting that to Sungil High Tech in South Korea. They refine it and it goes back into the battery industry. Long term we want to refine that ourselves onshore in Australia.
So in some respects, you've closed the loop on the sustainability story?
We certainly have, but I think the country, Australia, has a long way to go. In fact, the whole world has a long way to go. And if you have a look at Australia's track record for recycling those batteries or collecting them, as the case may be, at the moment we're only collecting less than 3%. We're the world's worst environmentalists. The Victorian government has banned that material from landfill. That's a great step. New South Wales will follow. Queensland probably follow thereafter. Western Australia has no interest whatsoever, and such is the independence of Western Australia. But I think every person really needs to support this and create sustainability for the battery metals and the industry itself.
So where to now for Lithium Australia?
Well, at the moment we're recommissioning the Envirostream plant. It had a notional capacity previously of 500 tonnes per annum feed. We've expanded that to 3,000. We're going to expand the collection network. We're going to roll it out into New South Wales, into Queensland, do our very best in Western Australia, and that hopefully will generate significant amounts of revenue for shareholders. We are planning on making that a little easier to invest in by spinning that out. So that's what we're doing on the recycling front. With respect to the battery materials, we are manufacturing cathode materials in Brisbane, as I've mentioned. We have a deal with DLG Batteries in Shanghai. That deal is pretty simple. It says if we can produce cathode powder to the appropriate specification and the appropriate cost, we become their preferred supplier. Now we've already reached the quality threshold, so that's not a problem. We're working very hard on the cost, and we think in the short to medium term that's not a problem either. So we'll get there, and that'll give us the ability to produce cathode powders and sell to an existing battery producer. Goes one step further, and that is we've got a 50-50 joint venture with DLG to market energy storage products in Australia. We've set that company up. It literally hit the ground with its feet running about a week ago. So it's fairly new, but that will have a range of energy storage products to sell into the Australian market, and ultimately it will have batteries that contain our cathode powder being sold right here in Australia.
Exciting times ahead for Lithium Australia. Adrian, thanks for your time.
Fantastic times, yeah. Thanks, David.